Alright, so these three are what you want to use to season the motherboard and get it. Really nice and crispy when it goes into the oven. I can't tell you what combination is correct for you, but what's correct for me is usually
I will feast on your soul.
You are going to suffer.
Our Marines found some, interesting weaponry that might be of use to us, if we can figure out how to use it. Test it out on the local wildlife.
I need to get closer.
at least this much is good. I like to eyeball it because, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. As long as it tastes like the way that you want it to taste inside of your gaming, when you're, you know, playing your video game. Go there, then we'll do this. Ah, a little too much. That's all right. That's okay. If you put a little...
Seems that weapon might be of gnomish origin.
Hold on. Just a little too much came out. I'm just a little nervous. Hold on. Fucking idiot. I'm getting so nervous in front of the fucking camera. The fucking batteries are dead! What? Everything fucking doesn't go right. If you do too much and your vacuum's out of battery power, you can take a little spray duster. That's enough. Because we don't want the whole thing to get unseasoned. So, as we go forward here, something that really needs to be talked about, which we haven't talked about that frequently at least, is electric conductivity, right? Because when you build a PC, you have to be careful of electrocuting yourself. It happens like 1 in 10 people when they build a PC electrocute the shit out of themselves. I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm very, very careful, especially when I'm dealing with components that are plugged in, to be very careful about that. So what we're going to do is some people like to use wrist straps. I'm not one of those people. I like to go a little bit step further. You can get Vaseline at any CVS or Walgreens or anything, but it helps so much to counteract any potential conductivity. So let's just get a nice healthy layer here. Because once we start working with other components, for instance, like the graphics card, the RAM, the memory, this is where it gets dangerous. So you really want to work in some Vaseline is anywhere. You can get it at, like I said, your local Walgreens, Walmart, depending where you are. Now this makes it impossible for you to conduct any electricity because it's petroleum jelly. It does not conduct electricity. So at this point, I think it's time we move on. We've seasoned our motherboard. As long as it sits there and marinates for a few minutes, then it'll be perfectly fine once we get it in the actual tower. So let's move on to the RAM, because the RAM is the first component you put into a computer will be your memory, because it's the easiest to put in, doesn't take very much effort, doesn't take very much time to get it in there. So let's move this out of the way. And make sure I got all my components. I do, so let's just get this up. This is a standard egg wash, for those of you that don't know. Because this lets your RAM get nice and crispy when it goes in there. Just one stop, two stops, flip it around, your memory, because it's the easiest to put in, doesn't take very much effort, doesn't take very much time to get it in there. So let's move this out of the way. And make sure I got all my components. I do, so let's just get this up. This is a standard standard egg wash, for those of you that don't know, because this lets your RAM get nice and crispy when it goes in there. Just one stop, two stops, flip it around, get it coated with the egg. And then that goes into the flour. A nice crispy coating is what you're looking for here. And something very important, if you don't know, if you put more than one stick of RAM in a PC, it'll explode. So this is one DDR6, 64 gigabyte of RAM, and where does it go? Right here? No, right here. Okay, so once it's coated, once you get the nice egg wash on it, you want to really just where's my other PC? There it is. Okay. Now you can do this with your hands, but I like to make sure it gets in there nice and thick. And I hold on. This is why it's so hard to fucking deep batter a piece of RAM, because you want the skin on there. There we go. That in there. Okay. Again, if it doesn't go in, then there it is. Now to make sure it's secure, it's in there. Our RAM is in there. Let's just give it a few taps with a hammer. This will ensure complete and total connection with the device and the memory. You want a very hard connection there. If any prongs aren't connected, then you're in deep shit. So. That's good with that. Let's do the let me see what should go next. Because that'll stay there. That's fine. The CPU, right? The CPU. So when you take that happens when you have Vaseline all over you. You know it's okay. Speaking of that, I need to reapply. It's been like 30 or 40 seconds, right? Just get some water on me. You need to be really careful. You can die when making a PC. If you didn't know, you can actually fucking die. Thermal compound is a scam. All you need is a little bit of Vaseline. Just get that right on the bottom there if you can see. Make sure it's smeared on there. Because this will be your thermal compound, essentially, is what you're looking for. Now, when dealing with a CPU, this is a 12-core processor. Do not fuck with these. You have to be very gentle when you put it in. If you are not gentle when putting it in this slot, you're going to end up with a massive issue. A little bit of electrofluoride stuck up my hand. So, very carefully, you want to match the prongs up. It only goes one way. It does not go in any other way. It only goes in one direction. Just like the band. Just think about your favorite band.
Spies have identified a dangerous threat in this area. Seek it out and neutralize it. done, champion. These lands are safer for your efforts. My scouts report a dangerous foe nearby. I need you to neutralize it.
The temple must fall! We will slaughter any who stand in our way!
Well fought. You will secure this entire area for the Alliance in no time.
It's in there. Only, remember, I told you, it only goes in one way. It's not that way either. It's like putting on a bed sheet. There it goes. It only goes in one way. That's an extra. The companies add those to make it just so they look cool.